Okay, let's continue working our way through Oscar here. The siding is beside us here. So here you can see another building. There were some buildings and some cabins and things on this side of the grade years ago. Up on this side here, you'll see, I don't know how well you can see it again. It wasn't so sunny and contrasty. There's a telegraph pole right in through here, and there's another one up ahead. Oh. The dog and I are tired. There's like streaks of sweat down the front of my glasses. There's a telegraph pole in there. It's hiding. It's hard to see. Okay, we gotta be getting close here. Now, I'm not sure where the siding comes to an end. Just kind of keeping my eye out here. I probably want to mark that on my GPS. Still looks like there's kind of a bit of a bumped out area on the south side. So again, the siding here at Oscar was one of the earliest to be pulled out of service. And Oscar was part of a big whack of stations that were taken out of service in 1973. There was this massive reduction in 1973 on multiple rail lines, right? And just not this one. I know the same thing happened on the Kinghorn. I'm not sure what the thing was going on in 1973. Good year, by the way. But they did reduce the number of stations, and then eventually they brought some of them back in the 80s, but without the sidings. Okay, the sidings were not in use. I still see something here, but again, I don't know if that is part of the siding or not. You can see some puddles here, some of the vestiges of a little bit of the rain that came down. There's a piece of a telegraph pole on this side. It's nice and cool here in the shade. There's still something here. Oh, here it is. Look, it's starting to compress. Okay, maybe we'll call it here. Right here. Let's go right where this little logging road goes off. Yeah, you can see it really is coming into here now. This is probably the end of the siding here at Oscar. Okay, let's continue on. So basically we got one more thing to take a look at, and then we're going to get to our stopping point. Again, you can see the cutting work that they've done. You can see some cumulonimbus clouds over there, some thunderheads over there. Maybe we got some thunderstorms to the north, where the warm air and the cold air are colliding. Again, look, it looks very beautiful here with all the yellow. I would imagine by next weekend a lot of those leaves are going to be down. Some more slash piles here from the logging. All right, let's zip you ahead a little bit here. Okay, so I must have marked the telegraph pole on here. Yep, there it is. There you can see the telegraph pole. See at least one aqua colored CD 145 on the top. Speaking of glacial features, take a look at this till ridge here. See all kinds of different sorted material. You can see bigger rocks, smaller rocks, gravel, boulders, all just indicative of glacial features here. So here you can see we're into a fairly large cut. We're kind of in the shade a little bit, which helps us see it a little bit better. Oh, there's a partridge. Look, it's a male. Look at how he's all ruffled out. The female must be around here somewhere. It's a pretty lengthy cut. Again, if we had a little bit of cloud, we'd be able to see it better. Telegraph pole down there. Again, just a gorgeous day today. Just, again, not trying to complain. A little too warm. Another telegraph pole right there. Should have another stopping point coming up here. Our special stopping point here. You can see a telegraph pole right on top of the grade. Well, this is kilometer post 10. We got to go to 11. So telegraph pole right there. With the requisite bullet holes in it. Another telegraph pole there. Feels like just riding down a little country back road here. Telegraph pole. Okay, let's zip you ahead till we get to our next stopping point here. It's got to be coming up soon. So before we get to our stopping point, we got a little rock cut here. Not particularly big, not particularly high. Maybe 6 feet, 7 feet. stopping point is just right up here. Our special stopping point. All right, so here's our special stopping point, and I'm going to be showing you something not railway related, but neat nonetheless. All right, so we've made our way down south of the grade, beside the shore of this unnamed lake. And so what we have here is not a railway related thing, but kind of neat nonetheless. We actually have the site of a plane crash. So this aircraft was a twin engine amphibian. It was known as, I'm pretty sure it's a Beechcraft 18. So this plane crash happened in the 1970s. So I believe the plane belonged to the Ministry of Natural Resources, trying to take off from the lake here, overloaded, and then got to the end of the lake and unfortunately could not clear the trees, and so clipped the trees and came down right here. And so essentially you can see what's left of the wreck. Obviously a lot of it's been picked over the last 40-50 years. Here you can see the nacelles, basically the attachment points for the engines, one on this side and then the one over here on this side. This would have been the cockpit here, and you can see some of the tubing, you can see some of the controls. All of the gauges and switches and stuff have all been long since taken away, okay, removed. So probably 2 seats right here. You can see the back part of the aircraft. You can see the nice aluminum skin of the aircraft, and the tubing here that makes up the frame of the aircraft. There was, we were here last weekend and there was a tree on top of here that the beaver had dropped. The beaver had cut that birch tree and now it's gone. So the beaver dragged that tree away. And so you can see the back end of the aircraft here. Maybe you can see a little bit better here from this angle here with kind of a little bit of shade. So again, picked over the last number of years. I don't know what the story was. I would imagine there were some injuries in a type of crash like this. And so over here, we actually, apparently there's some pieces here, there, and everywhere. Apparently there's a guy that's camped out just over there, and he told me that you can see a piece up in a tree somewhere. Who knows where that is? Over here, you can actually see one of the pontoons, one of the floats from the aircraft, right up against this tree here. Dogs in the lake, getting some water. Okay, so what we're gonna do is make our way back up to the grade and finish up our hike here. So hopefully you enjoyed that. So at one point there used to be a CN outhouse. So basically a little stop, I guess, when the section crews were working, a little place for them to go. It was here back in 2018. So maybe what I'll do is I'll post up a link to Rob ATV's video, and you'll be able to check that out. All right, we're into the home run stretch here. We've got less than a kilometer to go to get to our stopping point. What time is it? 1:30. Not bad. Again, we have to, after we're done here, we got to stop, and on our way out we have to stop in Graham. Oh, another partridge. Yeah, the dog sees it. She's still got some energy to chase the partridge. So we're getting into this curve here. So we're gonna make kind of this, I don't know why, there's actually 2 in this area. Maybe I'll show you the map. Basically you can see the grade, and it makes 2 big things. I don't know if there was something they were trying to avoid, or I don't know what, but literally there's like one, and then there's one further up as well, where it makes kind of like these little, like just this curve, like just randomly. So I don't know if there was something they were trying to avoid over here. It doesn't look like there's a kind of a ridge or anything, or I don't know if there was a swamp or something they were trying to miss. Just seems kind of random. The lighting is terrible here. The sun is so low and so far to the south, like so in the southern part of the sky now, that you get all these dumb shadows. Again, it would have been nice with a little bit of cloud. Well, there's 11. So I think my truck is just around the bend here somewhere. I'm gassed, the dog's gassed, everybody's gassed. Telegraph pole. I don't remember if I saw any standing ones here. You certainly, oh, there's a standing one right there. You certainly see a lot more biking than you do driving. A lot harder to see things. There's another one. The wind is really picked up. Probably dead. It's got to be just up here. So there's the second kilometer post 11 marker. I think we're just around the corner here. There we are. All right, so this brings us to the end of our adventure. There's my truck. Hallelujah. So hopefully you enjoyed today's bike ride and the video and everything that we were able to see. We will be coming back in a couple of weeks to continue the journey to the north, hopefully. Fingers crossed the weather cooperates with us. So in any case, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you stay tuned for that next video coming up as soon as possible. Take care.